Welcome back, everybody, to the Rat Hole, episode 6. I'm Jeff, and as always, I'm cheesed to meet you. We have a great action packed episode for you guys today. A lot of stuff happened in the past 7 days, and we're also joined by a friend of the community, Chulo. What's up, dude?
Yo, what up, Jeff?
How are you feeling? What's going on?
Fucking great to be in the rat hole, ready to eat all this cheese.
I mean, you can't get enough cheese. Isn't that right, folks?
I mean,
What folks are you talking to right now? There's it's
we're
just
all the
To the
folks.
audience, bro. What do you mean?
We're the folks.
All the ratards, bro. To the host, to you, everybody. Everybody in the world.
The world. Real.
I'm just
So like I said, a lot has happened in the past week. I kind of don't know where to start, but honestly, my mind goes to immediately the pump presale and everything that's happened with that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. Shout out to Elon, shout out to Pump, shout out to everybody that made money or and to those that didn't make money, but I don't know. I want to see if anybody else was as freaked out about the leverage stuff as I was, but
What happened with that?
well, the main thing is there was a huge short that sniped into Hypeo, like the Hyperliquid token that was a $4 million position or something like that, just under $4 million. A lot of people were like calling that, oh, everybody's gonna rotate out of hype and just try to buy into the pump token. Um, a lot of like ETH maxis and stuff really don't have Solana like that, so they were just using hype as the main like liquidity to rotate back into pump. So I don't know. It was a lot of money. It was a big short, and a lot of people, a lot of leverage traders were talking about it. So
I mean, they raised like 500 million in 12 minutes or something insane like that, just off the ICO.
It was 600 or something, wasn't it?
I mean, I
I
wouldn't
think
be
it's everything.
surprised.
That's all of it. I think because
I'm looking at a tweet from Mario Nawfal's roundtable, and pretty much just comparing like the volume that was traded on Pump today and Bonk, and it's $609 million for Pump, and then Let's Bonk had $594 million in trading volume. I know we're not talking about that like specifically, but just some statistics to throw out.
yeah, my thing is like, where did it come from, right? Like, I mean, who has liquidity? Um, like, I mean, I guess people are putting in $4 million shorts as well at the same time. So
Right. I
'cause
think I think it's just people I don't know. I think we kind of we underestimate the market a lot, and the people how much money people have in general. Like you just said, right? People are shorting it with $4 million is insane. It's the trenches, but it's not just people on Twitter too. It's like Telegram. It's people on Reddit. People who just believe in crypto in general. Even running to people I talk to in real life, like you'd be surprised that they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm definitely in crypto," and I'm like, it's still niche, right, in terms of the consciousness, but there's a lot of people trading every day. Obviously, $609 million on just Pump, a billion dollars altogether if you think about it.
And that's daily volume, right?
Yeah, in daily volume today, 1.2 billion altogether.
Just for some context, so Binance does about 30 billion on any given day. Coinbase does about 5 billion per day. So combined, those two platforms are doing a fifth of Coinbase's volume per day, which is really nothing to sneeze at, right?
That's kind of insane, actually. That's more than I thought it would be.
It's heaps of money.
yeah, I mean, and if you look at alt maxis, like especially like big ETH maxis, big Bitcoin maxis in the space, like you talk to them and they're like, oh, we're such a sliver of the market at all times when they like compare themselves to TradFi, but like at the end of the day, like there's fucking, like I said, $7 billion being thrown around basically on the daily just in crypto, and that's who's to say that's like not going back and forth, right? Like some people are just putting it in or back, but still, that's even half of that is insane. So,
Yeah, I think it's way more than we sort. I guess a lot of us have been here for a long time, right? So we're used to crypto not being too much compared to traditional finance. But I think Bitcoin passed Amazon today in market cap, didn't it? Reaching, what was it, after passing 118K? So there's a lot of
Yeah.
money there.
yeah, and from what I hear is
Yeah.
Chulo, you're a bit of a Bitcoin maxi on the side behind your holds of cult victions or whatever.
Dude, I'm a fucking bricked up frog. I believe in the fucking traditional finance in terms of Bitcoin. It will become traditional finance. That's what I'm calling it, right? SPX, fucking cheese. I hold tokens, man. I don't trade. I hold them. I watch communities, and that's it. I can't do the technical analysis. I can't be watching charts. That's not who I am. I don't got time for that. But yeah, I got money in Bitcoin, and I'm hyped.
Chulo, it's funny you mentioned that you don't trade at all. If there was one thing you could say to traders who keep losing money, what would you say to them?
What a
I have a
setup.
feeling. I have a feeling. He's gonna fucking say it.
Yo, keep trading and don't believe in anything.
What the?
He did
what
not say the line, Bart.
He did not say the line.
No, but for real though, like, yeah, right? Like, obviously, I feel like the community here, the people know here, in the rat hole, I think everybody here knows not to trade, right? I mean, here and there, right? We'll get in a coin, maybe, and we'll fucking, we'll throw a couple, maybe a soul or something, get out. But obviously, if people are still in cheese, like, we're looking at this chart, right? It's solid. It bounces between like 1 to 3 million. It's solid. And the people obviously believe that in here too. So yeah, it's not just me. I have
Totally,
nothing
man.
to tell them here that they don't already know, right?
Right.
Yeah. I
There's some
mean,
people don't
the
know.
the stats from Pump Fun, how what 90% of traders lose money. I don't see that the Bonk platform faring much better, but you can more or less round that out to a rounding error and say that pretty much no people at all are making money trading on these platforms. And
Look, do you
yeah,
really believe that though? Because like I think so. Like I'm not a good trader by any means, right? But I just know how to sell, right? Which doesn't make me a good trader, right? I just can just buy and sell. But like I'll ask you this, right? All those wallets, how many of them are being controlled by like the same person, right? And then that person just like losing their money, but like recouping it in a different wallet. Um,
Oh,
and
like
then
bundle
there was
wallets. Oh, okay.
that's just like one perspective, right? Because I feel like most, if not everybody, is at least up $10, right? I think there was like I forget where it was. It was like maybe 2 3 months ago. There was another statistic where they were showing you like amount of wallets that have won over $1 million, amount of wallets that have won over 100,000, over 50,000, over 10,000, and then it broke even. And then it went the other way. Amount of wallets that lost 10, 50, 100, and $1 million, right? And then you kind of realize that at least more than 50% of people, more than 50% of these wallets are in the green, or if not breaking even. But I can't find you that stat, so just trust me, bro.
Yeah, I would say I want to see that one because that sounds way more interesting than the like 2% of traders actually are profitable, right? Like that's
doesn't it? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because I mean that's like a doomsday stat for basically the whole market, right? Because if it's PvP, like how are only 2% of people making money? Like based off the recent stat? Um, because like that's the whole perspective, right? Is that there should be an equal amount of winners and an equal amount of losers if it is like PvP, but it's not. Like the scales don't tip that way, and they really haven't in a lot of stuff. I believe the cycle is like people are just getting in so early, and then it's one guy rugging 17, 18,000 people at a time. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's an equal amount of winners and losers as far as like dollars is concerned, but people wise, you know, there's always a king of the hill. Always, there's always the You know what I'm saying?
There's always Chulo pressing sell. Yeah,
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I'm kind of but but how much of that is like is just people being greedy and just waiting for that $1 million trade, but also believing in it, right, and not wanting to sell for that exact reason, right? So like, are they really losing, or are they learning? Are they learning that, hey, maybe I shouldn't be believing in these things, right? That's also another I guess what would you call that? Not a juxtaposition, but like it's contradicting, right? Like
yeah.
we're telling people stop trading, believe in something. Okay, fine, but look, I didn't sell and now I lost all this money. And now it's like, okay, so then I should have sold. Like, you know what I mean? It's so hard.
Well, I
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, maybe it's more of a question of people just not really understanding and over leveraging on their positions. I think.
yeah, because I mean that's my main thing, right? Is especially with leverage in the space, which I I would say this for mostly everybody. Understand that leverage traders are a minority. Also understand that even fucking just shitcoin traders are the minority of people that hold crypto. Um, my whole thing is there's a lot of people that are leveraging all this and that, and then they sit there and it's like, cool, I don't leverage any more than like 5-6% of my portfolio for any one trade. I don't go higher than like 20x, which is like not the case for everybody. Like there are people that like will top blast 75x, 125x leverage on stuff, and they just don't know what to do. Right? It's like, oh, like I guess Chulo, your chart is actually, I can actually leverage trade in SPX, right? But like on the same respects, is like I still know that Big M, let's just say, is still on the other side with a large amount of supply, like also trading or whatever, or leveraging. So I think you start to know the bad guys and know the people that are hunting whales and hunting positions.
Diz, I got a question for you, right? What's stopping people from like trading something that is a shit coin, or I guess leverage trading a shit coin, and that because I'm really ignorant about this stuff. Sorry. So it's like, what's stopping you from like leverage trading a shit coin and just like putting a put on it? I guess essentially, right?
Yeah, or spot. Spot is the word you're looking for. The main thing is like when people talk about like news, like I wouldn't say we personally, but like a lot of people that have been around, especially with stocks, crypto, or otherwise, when they talk about like, oh, you're selling the news, you're buying the rumors and all this other stuff, like all these theories all come from like leverage trading, right? Like it's not about your ability to get on chain and like spend $1,000 and then like you have $1,000 in that token. Like it's about leveraging all of the movement on that chart. So like, oh, when the markets are bad, like I make money. Like when the markets are good, I make money. But then a lot of people don't realize that like, oh man, I can put shorts in as a leverage trader. And then it's like, oh, you like SPX and you hear about leveraging, and then you're like, damn, I can get 120x my SPX stack and then leverage it to like $120,000, and then like I can make so much money. But then you do that, and then an Aeon of indescribable name, let's just say whoever, pick an Aeon. It's just like, oh, I want to sell 5% right now just because it went up so much from that leverage position. So that's like what you do is like when the news has momentum on the chart, you want to trade with the momentum, because we don't want like leverage traders don't want holders to realize that leverage players are in the game, which like is really good for, like I said, like your theory of holding stuff and like waiting for something to happen. Because if I come on your chart and you're like, damn, I'm up 14-15% because Diz opened up a fucking 100x leverage position, then you take profit.
Okay, but then here's another question, right? What's stopping you? Like, okay, let's pretend you know all the SPX whales, right?
Right.
And you're in cahoots with them, and you yourself own not even 1% of the supply, right? Like let's even less than 0.5% of the supply, right?
Right.
And then but you're leverage trading on top of that at SPX, right? what's stopping you from just like putting in a short and then you get somebody else, like somebody within like some of the whales to sell, right? And what's stopping you from from doing that?
Okay, so the thing about that is that you do. Well, this is like the interest, or this is why it is not interesting to whales. So for whales, what happens is that ultimately the chart gets shorted because the shares are valued at higher points, and then when it shorts down, you sell it back to the exchange, and when that happens, it does take it flat out of the chart because it's the exchange handling the like over leveraged shares or whatever. So you get to a point where like if let's say you had 10%. If you were like, oh yes, everybody sell their 10%, I'm gonna put in a short. So they do that, it goes down, they all take it out of the chart, but everybody else that was in the chart while it happened gets affected by it. And for a lot of people that are familiar with leverage and familiar with just like chart action itself, it's very clear and it's on chain. So that's part of like the believing in your whales part of like being a holder of anything, like how we believe in, Smuggerat and our holders is, and like the preserve is like they do have the position to leverage all of their supply that they have, but it really, really messes with the ecosystem of the holders. Because after everything happens, the chart is still just lower. Because the exchange took the value out of the chart. Even if it goes in my pocket. Even if I buy back exactly the same 10% with what I made and anything extra, like the chart still basically is taking a large sum for the exchange.
So no matter what, it's just it's not beneficial at all. It's hurtful. It's it's a selfish act.
Correct, and that's the thing about it is it becomes insider trading when leverage comes to the factor, like in a formal TradFi sense. Kind of the benefit of crypto is that this is why everybody's on hype, and this is why like the big $4 million position mattered. Is hype is about the way hype works is their CRMM or whatever, like their pools. It counts volume into market caps on Hyperliquid. So that volume you can affect it a lot more. And for crypto, it's just really bad if you're not on the side of the winners that have the money and have the volume already. This is not Hyperliquid FUD. I like Hyperliquid a lot. I will preface this, but just a lot of people don't benefit. Like literally, you're hurting 100, 200, 300 people just to benefit 2 or 3 people usually, and that's like that comes from this imbalance of winners and losers, right?
Speaking of winners and losers, let me pose a question to everyone. So, before pump fund markets, right? Then came pump fund. Now we have another platform, Bonk. What do you think the next logical step is for the market as a whole?
Here's the thing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
My theory on all of this, right? Especially on Solana specifically, because this is where all these super easy launch platforms exist. It seems to be where all the hyper gamblers are because it's the easiest place to do it. We haven't experienced that maximum pain yet, where just so many people are so fed up with the way that they trade shit that they decide to hold. Like, there's over a billion.
Can't relate. I'm in cheese.
Yeah, but there's still a billion in daily volume on those 2 launch platforms, right? So clearly, people still have that itch, especially on Solana. Like that psyche still exists, where it's like, I need my lottery ticket and I need it today. Fuck, I didn't get my lottery ticket today, but tomorrow's the day I'm gonna have my 1000x, and enough time has to pass to where everybody, like the collective consciousness, understands that it is not a winning strategy, and then they'll rotate into, the communities. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Hopefully that does happen, but I think it's a little difficult on Solana, especially, right? Since I mean, from the start, right? Just the gas fees being lower, the transactions being so much cheaper and quicker. Like you said, it being easier to just come on here and gamble. Um, People will go for their gambles. I do hope eventually we stop getting new platforms where it's just incentivized that we go for the next lottery ticket, right? Especially since we've seen that it's not very fair. You have a lot of people behind it actually taking a lot of this profit, right? Playing with the smaller people.
I think it'll take a long time too. I'm not saying this is something that's going to happen in like clearly it's not going to happen this week or next week or a month from now or a couple months from now.
wait, what do you
It'll
mean
take
it's
a
not going
long
to happen
time
in
for that
2 weeks?
fatigue to set in. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah,
It's
two
not going to
weeks,
happen
for
in 2
example.
weeks? What the?
But I don't even, because I was gonna say, Jeff, I don't think we even hit peak euphoria yet either, right? So we haven't hit
Yeah,
we haven't hit peak euphoria because like I mean I feel like most of us know maybe like everybody always brings up 2021, 2022. It was just unthinkable and like it's what was it like there was like before Shiba there was a couple of other ones like Momonoke and a couple of other ones like that that were just like they were running to multi-billion-dollar market caps. We haven't experienced that, and I'm questioning if we ever will again, right? But if what you're saying is true, then we should experience the same on the other end, right? Where it's just peak euphoria.
we'll experience it, and it'll be with like the obvious holds, at least on Solana. Like it's just the way it's gonna go. Like people seek safety. Like it's fight or flight. You cannot continue to fight when you have nothing. Like
Yeah,
they will seek the safety at some point.
that's my issue with Pump, right? Like, you know, not to say, but I'm going to say it. Like, but even if the founder of the whole platform is like, oh yeah, like I'm just extracting, right? Like you know, like, oh, I'm going. What did he literally made a post today? He's like, oh, I'm going Jew mode. It's like, bro, we literally
Did he actually?
he did like that was literally a post that Elon made today, and like the whole premise of the trenchers is like they live for it, they die for it, they want to be the guy that pulls the trigger, they want to do it, right? So like I think there's so many people comfortable with being the bad guy, right? Like what do we do? Like communities obviously exist because we have peers, and then like, oh man, we want to be the good guy for our peers, and then like we just sit in this room and like we put these capes and masks on. I mean, metaphorically speaking, and then like we look around and like there's nothing but bad guys, right? Like what are we supposed to do? So,
What I'm gonna say is be fucking gay, right? But like, it's more of like a, I guess, moral kind of thing, right? Yo, what is even good and bad, right? Because like, I mean, like, think about it, right? You could have just made it yourself, right? Like, you could have made Pump Fun yourself, right? You're just like, because that's kind of what happened. I don't know if you guys remember when it first came out, right? It was just out, and people were just like, oh, it's like a little casino, and like, at the time there wasn't a lot of volume going on, but it kind of just blew up and became what it became. Not not Elon knowing whether it was going to be the biggest fucking thing that's going on in crypto Twitter, just crypto in general right now, right? But yeah, like I don't see anything wrong with what he did. Honestly, if I was put in that same position, I would do the same thing, right? Because like I have to be competitive, right? I'm being challenged by Bonk, right? And they're pretty much
real.
taking all this liquidity and market cap, or yeah, market share from me. So what am I going to do in return? Well, I'm going to do what the people literally want, whether they feel it like it's an extraction or not. I'm going to give a token out, and we're going to fucking run this for real, and I'm going to show you how it's done, right? And it's not that I believe in Elon, but like why not him, right? Why not him?
Well, my thing is, okay, I only say why not him in the sense of, because like I said, I agree with like, oh, you built something and you got success. Like that's I will die on that hill of like, cool, if you build something and you go crazy, that's one thing. But like, it's not even like people aren't paying for a service and succeeding, right? Like there, you can like be a business, like like how obviously how we speak is like, oh, we try to operate as a entertainment coin, and we have a token that justifies like our value and like your ability to support or be a part of it, whatever. And I don't think like Pump Fun as a whole like doesn't have that like basis. Like not to say like us versus them, obviously, but I think Pump Fun is like, ah, yes, how can we convince people to put their money into this incinerator and let us walk away with it and not feel bad about it? Like, which is a casino, right? To be fair. But like at some point, it's now that Elon is like you said, in cahoots, right, with everybody that's so successful, and then all of this stuff kind of like, oh, there's all of these people that are involved in the community, or not the community, but the God, what was the word? The OIC or whatever the fuck, like the supply distribution that was for team members and core seeders.
Oh, the ICO, like tokenomics.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that's not very much of a like who is included in the OIC or the ICO, excuse me.
That's why that was the one thing that really confused me the most is that okay, the ICO is 33%.
Right.
20% goes to the team. The other 12, there's another 12% portion that is allotted to investors, which whatever that means. I mean, we've seen this story before. We've seen this song and dance, and it just really confused me that so many people were like, "Oh, I need to get all in on this ICO right now, now." It's like, how is it not obvious to you? Like we kind of saw it with Trump, how it ran up and ran down just as hard, and it'll probably go up in the future at some point, but like they're telling you what's gonna happen before it happens.
Yeah, and I think
Which is why
Go ahead.
Well, so which is why why is that a problem, right? Because especially if he's telling you exactly what's gonna happen, right? You see it play out, right? And like you said, this is a story that's happened before and before. It's a free market. Why are we getting mad that people want to throw their money in there? It's a liquidity.
It's not so much that it's a problem. It's more so like how do more people not see what's in front of them, if that makes sense. Because it is a free market, you're right. And it can function whatever way, and greed can thrive until hubris takes over, right? Like that's just how it works. But it's just really funny to me that even me, for me personally, I've been in on Solana since like November maybe. So less than a year. I haven't seen a full Solana cycle yet, and that's fine. I'm going to see many Solana cycles with cheese throughout my lifetime. But like even with like that limited amount of time just on Solana specifically, like it is very clear to me like do not do this because at some point you will get fucked. At some point.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you have
people
to think
see it. People do see it, but I think it's more of on the off chance that it's different this time. I don't want to be the one retard that missed out on the obvious quote unquote play that was the pump token, right? I think a lot of it is that a lot of the money that's flowing in. I do think it has to
That's a
do
really
with
fair
that.
point.
And again, it's just gambling. So for a lot of people, it's just okay. Here's $50, whatever. If I lose it, it's fine.
Everyone walks into the room thinking they're going to be the guy who's the quickest to win that game of musical chairs. And
Yeah.
everyone in the room thinks the same thing.
At least I could try it, right? Like, at least I got a chance.
Yeah. But like Jeff said, when the odds are stacked against you, to continue the analogy, you've got some guys wearing brand new, Air Jordans or whatever who are always going to be quicker than you.
Yeah.
And they're always going to get that chair before you can. Yeah.
And that's what I said recently to somebody that kind of asked me about, oh, you do leverage, you fuck with crypto, you have an idea of like this kind of stuff. I'm like, the thing I tell people is like, if you don't have a desktop, if you're not prepared to use a bot, if you're not prepared to snipe a token, if you're not prepared to bundle your buy-in low, like whatever it takes, if you are not prepared to do that right now, you're going to lose money. And I have said this since 2021. I have said this since fucking 2017 when I talked about alts, is that there is a tuition to be paid in crypto, no matter what it is, no matter what size it is, no matter what you're doing. Like, there's a tuition that you pay to be onboarded. And that may be the first token that rugs you. That might be the first pet rock. If that, since I think Chulo was here during the NFT bull.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that like people can't be faulted for knowing, right? Like, there's going to be people that are paying their tuition on the pump chart right now, and that's going to be the case. Like, all the residents are, you know, that might have sniped stuff, might have bundled it, might have done whatever, are going to make money, and all of those people are paying their tuition to learn that when all of that stuff happens. So,
question for you, man. What were you here during 2021?
yeah, that's one reason why I'm co-hosting today, because I wanted to talk to you about the NFT bull.
So let me ask you this, right? Like, if you, well, but like outside of like NFTs, right? But like, were you in there? You were there like during the coins and everything too, right? Like, if I tell you Saitama, and you know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Right.
Okay, so like at that time, were tokens back then being bundled? Were they going through anything that's going on right now?
I can't say 100% of them. Like, not so much that you had, like, I mean, take air quotes the pump devs that, like, you know, we all like talk about in passing. We're like, oh, look, you just sit on the website and you make 100 tokens. That did not exist in 2021. Like,
right.
People can say like, you know, there was this amount of tokens, but like, you know, they were a different wallet. They were not the same guy. Like, we didn't have like a cold scan at the time. Obviously, that's like, you know, user friendly, but everybody that could read on chain because you had to at that time, could see that it was not the same person.
So how much of that do you think is like affecting what's going on right now, right? Why we don't see like you know, tokens going to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 billion market caps anymore, right? Like things like that. Do you think any of that is part of the reason to blame why we may never see stuff like that again?
My thing is, I think the bar of entry is so high that people are like, oh, why would I want to get in at 100K when I can just make a token? Why would I want to get in at 200K if I can just make a token? And I think, like, all of the retail air quotes that we claim to have gotten through Pump Fund and, you know, this whole cycle, I think all feel that way. They're like, oh, I can just get this token by creating it myself at 5K, at 4K, and that entry is amazing. And then like, oh, they don't realize like they actually have to do stuff. I mean, not that they have to, right? Like, you know, you could be like a fart coin legacy where you just have such a banger ticker that you just make money anyways. But like, that doesn't exist anymore, right? Like, everybody literally just went down the fucking dictionary and like dropped a ticker with that word, and now that guy can get creator revenue from all 700 tokens he created, and he doesn't have to do anything, right? Like, even we CTO cheese, right? Like, we're making our dev money right now from, in some way, from revenue.
But so like, and then the other thing is too though is that like, so how much of that is deterring people too, right? Like, because even when you're talking about you know, if you're not ready to offload this and that, I can't even remember, right? Like, if I knew the vocabulary, I'd be able to say it. Or if you're not paying attention to the bubble maps, and if you're not like, you know, just like X, Y, Z, I feel like you lose a lot of people doing that too, and it's now slowly becoming the stock market in a way, right? Because it's just like now it's like there's this verbiage that people just won't understand, that they're just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So now I'm just going to be okay with throwing $50 to this pump thing because I don't know how to do anything else that you're telling me, right? If my bots aren't set up, what do you mean my bots? I don't have a fucking bot.
Yeah, it's like, what, I'm building an AI robot? Yeah. And that's like what I mean is like, we call those people retail, like, and just people that have been here. I call everybody residents. It's like, if you've been here longer for 2 cycles, then you're a resident. But that's like what I mean is like, yes, I might have told my cousin about how I made money on cheese or whatever. But then like he's gonna install Phantom and he's gonna be like, yo, fart coin, right? Like that's hilarious. And then he gets wrecked. And then he's like, wait, I don't want to get wrecked. How do I not get wrecked? And then he has to do research and spend time and spend more money. And like nobody really benefits until they've lost their first $100, I guess, in a weird way. Like nobody has a story that like, yes, I came on chain, I became a millionaire, and then I went off chain. Like nobody has said that. So.
So like, okay, all right, and like the reason I ask a lot of these questions, right? I'm like I said, I'm very ignorant to these things. Like I'm a passive investor. I've always traded like this, right? I just buy something, I forget about it, right? I don't care. Like I'll wait because I usually know, right? Like I'm not the quant. I have quants, right? And quants tell me what to buy.
My
I.e.
quants.
Jeff, my favorite quant, right? Buy cheese, like #1 play, right? But I like what I'm trying to get out here is that like you could call me a resident because I've been here for multi cycles, but when you just defined as retail, I would then consider myself retail as well. I'm a retail resident, right? Because I'm not doing any of these other things that people are doing, and I'm literally just buying tokens and just letting it go. I have yet to actually lose money in crypto ever. I've never lost $1, right? So like what like to people like that, like what's stopping what's stopping somebody from just doing it the most basic route, right? Why are we discouraging stuff like that too? I think that should be an okay way of trading if people can make it work that way.
Real. Like that, I just don't think that works for the majority of people, right? Because I mean, even then, like you still have some strategy, right? Like you're buying red candles. Like that's just like, not to say that's like the grandmaster like catch-all thing, right? But I mean, that's what we all know we should be doing. But people don't do that. Like people are top blasting charts. People are like buying the red candles as they're going down, and like we obviously can't. Everybody's not predicting that, right? Like even for you as just a holder, like people come after you and buy after you, and then like you eventually press sell on them. Like, which I'm not saying that's a problem, right? Like that's what you're supposed to be doing. But for the person that just is retail, they show up and like, oh, I bought into this token. Damn, I made $15, $20, $30 on it. And they're like, cool. And then I press sell. And like, they're not wrong. Like they're absolutely entitled to just like, make profit and do whatever. But I don't think, like, they never just stop there. They're like, oh yeah, what if I put $50 in? What if I put $100 in? What if I started leverage trading? What if I became a serial pump fund rugger? Like, it's just like the pipeline. Which, I mean, obviously you're not down the pipeline, I guess. And I guess we're not. But, like, once you become a resident longer and longer, you just get stuck. Where you're like, oh, like, people pick a role, right? Like, much like the traditional, like, TradFi. We're like, oh, I want to be a trader.
So like I'll say this, right? Like and then I'll stop this, right? Because like it's I apologize, right? But anyways, so like a wise man once told me, right? And he's like the biggest whale that I have like a great relationship with, right? A wise man once told me, he said, I saw other people doing these other things, right? Trading the way they want to trade, and I realized that 90% of these motherfuckers are broke as fuck, and I don't want to be like them. So I did the opposite. And I just bought a coin and I would just stay there. No, like none of this. Like I'm gonna fucking whatever the fuck you said. This it's like all those like the trading like connoisseur things, right? It's very just like like I'm just gonna buy it and hold. And I've like I didn't believe in that strategy at first, right? Because like I'm like I've been doing it for years. How am I doing it wrong, right? And then I realized there was just something inherently wrong with what I was doing. I was just always selling either early, late, whatever it was, right? And it's just like now it's just like hold forever and like watch it play out. And I don't know. I think it's a very winning strategy, but that's just me.
No,
I think that's part of it, right? That also comes with the residence that Diz is mentioning. I don't think residence defines just someone being a pro trader that uses bots and all that. a typical new normal or what do we want to call it, a retail person coming in, they will struggle with buying and holding through seeing their portfolio drop $100, $200. I'm sure you've seen your portfolio drop thousands of dollars in a day, and you're fine. That's the kind of thing I'm used to too as well. I've been here for multiple cycles as well. I don't consider myself a trader. I am more of a long-term holder in most of my positions, and that's something that also comes with residence. I feel like that is a viable and valid strategy, but not everyone can do that. A lot of people are guided by their emotions a lot, and if they buy a coin and they hold it for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and eventually they see they're down $1,000, down 2,000, down 3,000, down 4,000. Without this residence that Diz is mentioning in the space, these people will sell, or they'll crumble under the pressure and just stop messing with crypto, right? Which is not something that you've been pushed to. You actually hold your stuff, and I'm sure you've seen really red charts and you're like, it's fine, nothing happens. I mean, my red candles, my red wallets, it doesn't hurt anymore. You just see it and you know it's eventually going to go up with some of your plays, right?
Yeah, especially being in SPX, respectfully. There's like not obviously there's nothing against SPX, but I'm like, you guys have had red days, so you have seen a bloody wallet or two, I imagine.
Too much, man.
You okay?
I'm like 1 billion to 4 billion, crazy.
And like even us, we see red charts and like we celebrate. We're like, damn, this is a fire sale for GCA.
Sometimes the most active days on Telegram are the red days, and it's also like the days that people they're probably coping, but having the most fun, it seems, because we all know that 99% of us are aligned with that long-term vision.
Correct. Yeah, those red days are the fun ones for sure.
Guys, I have no idea what you're talking about. What the fuck is red day? There is no chart. I love you.
Yeah, he's right. He's so right.
There we go.
He said the line.
I do want to shift gears real quick right here, because Chulo, you did mention it earlier that you were in the NFT cycle, so you have been here for, you're the esteemed guest. I do want to know a little bit about like your kind of the timeline from the NFT cycle to where we are now to where you think we're going to go.
Yeah, first of all, is Jeff a great host or what?
I know, bro.
Yeah, that's so
I am merely a vessel for cheese. I am a voice for the voiceless.
Yeah, let's get a round of applause for Jeff out there in the crowd and here. Shout out to Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
Dude, that transition was fucking great, Jeff. I love it, man. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty broad, man. Like, can you? I don't know. I'm sorry. Can you?
So like, when I met you in real life, you said you had started your crypto journey with NFTs, right? And obviously, at some point, it had to have transitioned. I mean, you're obviously still in NFTs, I assume, but the focus on this cycle is meme coins, right? So I kind of want to hear about like that transition in between cycles from NFTs to meme coins, cult coins, where we are now. And then I kind of want to hear your opinion on where you think that trajectory takes us in the future.
Okay. So, yeah, I did start with NFTs, right? Because it was just easier to get into than it was coins, right? Because I felt like coins were a little too difficult to understand, especially at the time where I was super new to it. I had just a Coinbase wallet, right? And I had brought this coin up, Mononoke and Saitama. A friend had told me about those coins and to get into that, but I had originally gotten into crypto in general. My cousin was telling me, hey, you need to buy this NFT, which was at the time Cryptoon Goons and Gary Vee was pumping it. So I bought that.
My dude.
And then say it again.
That was about the period of time where that was probably all like my second or third month in the crypto or in the NFT bull.
I feel like a lot of people got in during that. Like it was that time was really hot. I don't know what it was, but like a lot of people were in. I think it was like November when I got in. I even made jokes. I was like, should I like on Web2 shit, right? Instagram. I was like, yo, should I buy an NFT? And people were like, no, that's fucking lame. Whatever. Anyways, we buy that, and I remember like I had so much money in stocks at the time. I was like, what's $3,000? And it was a $3,000 NFT at the time, right? Like, and I bought the top on that, and I definitely lost there, but eventually it recovered, right? And so I was just playing with NFTs, got on Spaces a lot because I was just pushing community, because that's all that this was about at the time. It's everybody was around art, and it was a lot more liberal back then too, in a way. People were more like, yo, you can't say gay on a space, you can't call people like
Real.
faggot or
So
retard.
real.
And I was just like, oh shit! Like I was like careful and conscious of like how I spoke around people, because there was just so many people that it brought every walk of life. But now slowly, crypto has now become like this more like a lot more niche, and a lot more, I think it's more male dominated than it was before. Because back then I used to see women all the time. I love women. Anyways, but
Shout out
like
to
now.
women.
Nice disclaimer. Thank you for clarifying.
Shout out to women.
Shout out to women. I came out of one.
Yeah, we might be having one on next week. Smile.
Wait, I'm the first woman on this fucking rat hole. What are you talking about? Look at me. Am I not a beautiful?
Look at
He's
him.
right. He's right.
Look at my
Very
at
fucking.
her.
beautiful, yes.
Use her.
Very.
Which, by the way, shout out Mr. One. Anyways, all right, where are we at? All right, so yeah, so that was going on, right? And then we're like, so eventually, maybe around March, April, I think a whole year passes by, and then NFTs just like completely fade away.
Yep.
The last few like NFTs I can think of that were really popping were like, or even just one, is a kid called Beast. That was like one of the last ones I remember that really went off. Maybe a couple here and there that were shilled by Andrew Wang. Was that his name? I think.
Yeah,
Right.
Wang.
Like what happened to that fucking guy? I don't see him on the timeline ever. You know what I mean? Probably made his money and fucking left, right?
He
Like
makes YouTube
one of the
videos
guys.
now, I think. He doesn't talk about anything about Web3, but he makes YouTube videos now.
There you fucking go, bro. He fucking got his money, got the fuck out, right? So like, yeah, so that's kind of what happened, and then I was in this like buffer period, right? Just like seeing what happens. And for a while, I wasn't really buying anything, and I just became like just like an analysis, right? Like I'm like one of those people on CNN, just like talking shit on Spaces, like, yeah, the fucking space sucks. NFTs aren't coming back. Stop buying NFTs. XYZ, right?
Funding for entry?
and then-
Question mark.
Wait, say it again.
Were you funding for entry? Is that it? Or were you?
No.
Did you actually believe it? Just wasn't coming back.
No. I believed it. I definitely believed it. Cause like, and obviously, like, fucking correct, right? Cause like, don't you remember? Like, people were so euphoric. They were calling Bored Apes. What else? Doodles. Cool Cats. Blue Chips. Do you remember that?
Yeah, blue chip NFTs was like, unironically, the worst period of time. That was when. Were you? Okay, so you say you're a ratard, right? So did you keep up with like the authority thing, where it was like, oh, it mattered who was actually minting the NFTs, or no?
No.
Okay, yeah. So the thing about blue mints, if like for all of my like non NFT or etc., like we all know you guys all know Bored Apes, you all know Mutant Ape Club, and everything else. But there was a period of time where people were like, oh yeah, like you have to double check, like, and make sure these are minted by like this cabal of people, and like this cabal, like we talk about cabals now of it just like people in charts and like who mints coins or whatever. But during the NFT time, there was just people that were like, oh yeah, if so and so minted this is their address on ETH. This is a good collection, like, period. And we have like, unfortunately, like coins don't share the same thing, especially like I said with people that are resident retail like Chulo. They don't look at it. But yeah, it was really scary at the time because everybody was like, oh, this is a guy that knows Gary Vee. This guy has a Bored Ape in his wallet, so it's a good address to give a fuck about. But
Yeah, they were like curators and stuff. I was big into Decentraland in that time. And yeah, it was a fun time. It was a crazy time. I don't think we're going to reach that point again with NFTs, but
don't say that.
fun times happened.
No, that's just right because like, dude, I fucking remember Decentraland. I remember what there was like two other ones. There was one like you could build Minecraft.
Sandbox. Yeah, Sandbox, Decentraland.
There was
Bunch
another
of
one. Do you guys
others,
remember
man.
one that you could build like it was like a Minecraft thing, and then they got shut down because the servers closed for Minecraft on that end of stuff. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen that one.
And then
I remember what it was called, yeah.
I can't me neither, but like it was like Los Muertos was an NFT project that literally made that their entire thing. They spent over like their entire mint fund on that, and then they fucking died because the server closed. You know what I mean? Like worlds were supposed to be like the new thing. We were all supposed to be in VR land, fucking talking to each other through that, but we're still on the fucking phone to this day in the fucking rat hole. Let's go.
Yeah, in the fucking rat hole.
Which is better than fucking Decentraland or anything else you can say.
Better outcome. That's right. It
Yeah.
brought us to the rat hole instead.
Right. Well, Logan, here's some alpha chulo for you. It's like we've actually been talking about making models in VR for cheese. So low key, we might be in the virtual universe as rats.
Wait a second. Isn't that already what I'm gonna say we because I'm part of the fucking rat hole. What are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, haven't we already done that? Isn't there like a website about that? And I can get into the sewers and all that good stuff.
Oh well, I mean that's
Oh, yeah,
more like
Mouse
a browser
Cafe.
game. Yeah, Mouse Cafe. That's more like a browser game. We mean like actual VR with models, real rats. Like put your VR headset on, become a rat in the metaverse. Like that's what we're talking about. Like that's shit that we want to do.
You know, it's funny because like an NFT project would say that's utility. Do you
Yeah, real utility. Like
Oh,
utility.
the
Rat hole is
buzzword
utility.
utility. Oof.
Yeah, rat hole is utility. By the way.
The rat hole is fucking utility. Come listen to this, you know? But like, dude, it's fucking like yeah, like NFT projects would be like, yeah, we're gonna make a VR world, and that's utility. There you go. Like that, and that's what we're building. How the fuck?
They were just capitalizing on entertainment. Like we're also trying to capitalize on entertainment, but we think like we're in a. I think people are way more positioned to like accept entertainment now because like much like the thesis, like I'll use capital thesis for Murad's take on like we just need to find digital third spaces. Like I mean he's right. Like you know. I do agree with SPX in that way where like you need to find a digital third space. I don't think all of retail is going to come find this digital third space because some people still go to the bar and stuff, but
Think there's a space that there's a crowd of people for it, definitely, right? During the Decentraland days, I remember I was part of this group. I mean, I'm still there. The Last Slice, and we helped build the Samsung went into Decentraland, right? Helped build their little scene there, and there were bars as well, and people would they would drink at their house and then just chill at the club with their friends in Decentraland. It was an interesting time. I do think some portion of that has a future, right? But like you said, it's definitely not full retail going into that.
Well, so like that'll always be a thing because like video games exist. There's always going to be somewhere where people are and aren't going to be. But there was like just to get back on the track of like how like we got to coins, right? Like I don't know if you remember Diz or Death. Diz or Death, I like that DD. But do you guys like there was a huge mind shift, or what do you call that? Like the ethos change, the ether change. Something happened where people were. Say it again.
The mind share, yeah, I think the mind share definitely shifted.
And like I forget what exactly it was, but I remember Joe Grower just giving me a call on the phone and telling me like, hey, buy Smurf Cat, buy
God. Wait, you bought early ETH coins? Is that like all of the opener ones?
Dude, I can only go into so much detail.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's all good. but like yeah, like that. And there was a couple of what was another Smurf Cat, Suka, there's like X amount, right? And I just wouldn't listen to him, and that was the very beginning of like the shift, right? Because I was still praying for NFTs because it's so much easier to call an NFT than it is a coin, right? Because an NFT, if the art fucking bangs, you can just call winners on a daily basis, right? Whereas like if it's like a coin, is this meme gonna hit? It's been done 50 fucking times. Is it gonna hit this time? I don't fucking know, right? Who's running it? Who's the dev, right? Anyways, so and I think it was Mog. I'm gonna be honest. Mog really changed a lot of people's like mindset, and coins became so much more popular. And if you don't think I'm right, like I would love to hear what you think is. And death.
So I kind of missed this transition. So we had the coins before the whole NFT stuff, right? So I remember getting into Feg, Shib, all that stuff before all the NFT craze. We got the NFT craze. We got the bear market again, and I was kind of away for a little bit. I joined back into the Solana coin hype and the newer Ethereum coin hype. I sort of missed that little portion, so I'm not sure exactly what caused that shift.
Yeah, so I was here for the beginning of that, but I was also just trading alts. So my big thing was a lot of people say Mog. I don't disagree with them because we're on Solana now. I do think Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic Inu is ticker Bitcoin.
Sonic 10
ticker
Inu.
Bitcoin. Yeah, ticker Bitcoin was definitely the I wouldn't say the foundation breaker, but as far as like what the bigs looked like before, I think obviously we had Bitcoin on last week, so but like as far as like the bigs being existing for coins, it was definitely like Mog, ticker Bitcoin, early Pepe, and stuff like that, where people are like, oh yeah, like these are mascots we know, or this is just like the anti-mascot for Mog at the time, the anti-Mog, like Matt Boggs cat. I came up with something stupid, it didn't work. But like that period of time, it was like very much like you only had a couple of factions, and like it wasn't so easy to mint a brand new token or a brand new ticker. So I don't want to say that's like the transition, because everybody wanted to be a big token. Like you just wanted to join the faction. You didn't care about making a third faction or a fourth faction or whatever, or making a derivative or whatever.
So then where do we go from here then? Or at least where do you think it goes from here?
Chulo.
Okay. In my mind, right? Because obviously this is like my perspective, my life, whatever. Anyways, okay. It was July of 2024.
Yep.
I finally listened to Joe Grower, and I just said, okay, dead in the water forever. I don't see it. Like, give me a coin to buy. And he's telling me like buy SPX. He's brought up SPX multiple times. I didn't even know what I was looking at really at the time, but I could tell like this chart is oh whoops. But this chart was
he
shit.
said it.
Wait, what is that?
Bro, but this chart was trash, bro. Like, cause like at the time, like that was the mindset. I didn't know any fucking better. He wasn't the one that convinced me in July. It was Space Fruit, who recently got banned. Yo, free my girl Space Fruit. Get her out. Get her unbanned, Elon. What the fuck's going on? Who's been pushing SPX for like the longest time, and it's been rugged like twice. There's so much lore if you guys do or don't know, but it was rugged like 2 times before. Like she didn't fully take it over, but she's the Jeff of SPX, right? And she really got me to buy in. And then September is when we started like seeing everything going crazy, right? That's when SPX had its first like real run to over 100 million market cap. I think it hit like a cent or something like that around September. And I remember being so fucking euphoric. And in my mind, because I'm still not in that mindset, right? Because I'm literally coming from NFT to coin at this time, right? I'm thinking like, oh shit, I should sell this, right? But but then these guys really beat it in my fucking head, where it's just like, stop trading and believe in something, right? Like that's truly the line that I was fed nonstop, and like I just drank the Kool-Aid, and this is in September, right? So I didn't even fret, right? I just looked at it. September hit, then what was it? September, October, I can't think of my months. October, November, and then eventually, like it had a huge pullback. And I remember people were giving me so much fucking shit. They're like, "You're a fucking retard. You're an idiot.
You're
You
a
should have fucking
baggy.
sold."
Yeah.
Yeah, like you literally fucking hell, you round tripped your bag. This shit is never coming back. Why? Why was that the mindset to people, right? Because that's exactly what because like this was like a coin that was coming in, or sorry, this was like the new wave, right? This is where it all began, this new little cycle that we're in, right? I will claim that SPX started this bull run, right? And I believe that to like forever now, because I watched it play out, and people really like shitting on me, and like close friends of mine too, telling me like, I hope you go to fucking zero. And I'm like, wow,
Right.
that's terrible, right? That didn't happen. That didn't fucking happen. Come January, like, fucking Trump took office and fucking life was great. And now we're here in the fucking rat hole.
Yeah, real. I think so okay. SPX goes to billions, right? I mean, like say you believe this. This is not about SPX. But or this is like my comment is not about SPX. So, do you think that the market rotates into the bigs like indefinitely and like, SPX is one of the bigs? Or do you think like it just or do you think you hit like euphoria hits and then like you gotta sell? That's kind of my question.
Okay. That's a really tough question, right? There's a PR answer to this that I want to get, and I
He's
think
not been media trained.
Yeah, he's
and
not
I
been
and I'm
media trained. Fair.
and I'm gonna give you the fucking PR answer, dude. Like I don't give a fuck, right? Bro, you fucking hold that bitch. Fuck the euphoria.
You fucking tell him.
Real.
You fucking hold through that euphoria, motherfucker. Because guess what? It's going fucking higher. You fucking stupid, right?
Higher.
Like 1 trillion is the fucking number, right? But in reality, right? And let's not use SPX, right? Because that I feel like that's terrible, right? But let's say I'm in a coin, right? Diz, you have more knowledge than I do in this, right? What was the biggest coin on ETH ever in terms of market cap?
That was probably, I think it's either all-time
Wasn't
high
it Shib?
Doge or Shiv, one of the two.
Yeah.
Pepe.
I don't
Doge is
think
its own
think
chain.
shit,
isn't
Wait,
it?
I'll do research. I'll do research. I'll check.
Yeah, Doge is its
Well,
own. Doge is its own thing. Yeah, Shib, I think.
Yes. So I've had this conversation with Jeff a few times, right? Same with Joe and a couple of other people, right? And everybody always brings up Doge, everybody brings up Pepe, but a lot of these things are their own chain, right? So like if you do some research, right, and you find out what the biggest token was on ETH chain ever, and then you compare it to what ETH was at that time, and then you compare it to market cap, and you compare it to market cap, you'll
Yeah.
see that there's a direct correlation of like how much a token can really hold in terms of market cap to what is it called, to what the market cap of Ethereum is, right? And
Yeah.
that's kind of like the sweet spot that I think of, especially since ETH hasn't been past 4,000. I think that there is a number that you should definitely look at and think to yourself, it can't go higher than this.
Okay, so you think wormholing is like the only? Well, I understand that you're not PR trained, right? I'm not asking you for you to speak for Aeons personally, but I mean like, do you think that any coin has the ability to, literally go trillions without being wormholed, or no? Like you think everything should be wormholed if you want a future?
So I'll use cheese for this example, right?
Right.
Like I thought this was when you guys were like around. I forget which one, what time this was. I was telling Jeff, and I was on a space too, and I was telling everybody there like, hey, why don't you guys wormhole to Solana, or I mean to Ethereum, to get those whales in, especially if they believe in it, X Y Z. But yes, I think everything should be wormholed, but like you're using the word trillions loosely, and I kind of stuck onto that in my mind a little too hard.
Well, we use billions loosely, so I don't mind. Obviously, you can say trillions or billions, whichever you prefer.
Right, but like so like does it all right in order for it to 100 million? No, you don't need a wormhole, right? In
Right.
order for it to hit 500 million, probably, right? I would think so, especially with like how Solana trades, especially if you're on Solana. I think wormholing would be like more beneficial. There's a problem from Solana to ETH instead of ETH to Solana, right? Where
Right.
it's like on ETH to Solana, like ETH is the golden child of altcoins, if you want to. I don't. Yeah, like the three, right? In terms of Bitcoin, whatever. There's nothing on Bitcoin that you can buy like that, right? But on ETH, right? I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place. I apologize,
No, you're
guys.
good.
But like
Take a
ETH,
breath.
right? I'm like hype right now. I haven't been this hype in a and
That's what the rat hole does to a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, right. How does it?
I'm off the fucking cheese, boys. I'm off the fucking goop. So like fuck. So like yeah, like from ETH to Solana, yes, it's so much easier for a coin to take off to the billions, right? But from Sol to ETH, I think it's a lot harder, right? Because there's this like I still think there's this like attitude where it's like, oh, this is a Solana token, right? It's like,
Right.
okay, you know what I mean? And I think like a Solana token has to hit multi-millions in order for then it to go to ETH, and then like ETH whales going like, all right, you know what, this is definitely worth a buy. I believe in it, right? But yeah, wormhole is definitely like I don't know why you wouldn't do wormhole unless you were trying to rug your fucking community. No, like, and again, that's not a shot to cheese, right? It's just like obviously cheese needs to get bigger, right? So yeah.
So, I guess we'll say it like this, right? So, I like that answer. I'm not saying that I dislike that answer. Do you think? So, as you said, like there's not even many coins on Bitcoin. This is a crazy idea that we've talked about before, like in passing. We've talked about it as a meme. We're like, oh, like maybe we'll bridge, maybe we'll wormhole. What if there was cheese / BTC? What if it was the Bitcoin meme coin?
Jamie, edit that out so nobody steals our idea, please.
Pause the stream.
Yeah, cut the stream, cut the lights.
Yo, Jamie's fucking insane though. That's hilarious. Yo, Joe Rogan reference right there for the people who didn't get it. Look, that's a fucking great idea. The thing is though is that again, like you have to be some semblance of popular. If not, the idea goes to the trash, and then you wouldn't be the pioneer, right? Because like NFTs would go through the same way, right? Like when DeGods would change their oh shit, we totally forgot about that phase too in NFTs. That was crazy.
God. Yeah,
but, like,
Mad Lads and all that shit. I wasn't a fan.
all that, bro. So it went from like ETH NFTs to Solana NFTs to Solana coins. I forgot about that. But where were we going with this? Yeah, it's a great idea, but like so. DeGods weren't the first ones to change their art. You know what I mean? Other tokens have done this. Other NFTs had done that before, but they were just so popular that it worked, and it was even more popular because they were already popular, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea, but don't throw it away, right? Like it's like a yo, you think this is all we got? Check this shit out. You know what I mean? And I think that's when you would do that.
Fair. Because that's what I always wonder is I think people are like, oh man, we always everybody talks about volume, everybody talks about this chain, and I'm like, I don't know, man. What if we were just ordinal? Like, what if we were just ordinals fucking NFTs? That'd be fucking nuts. I don't know what people would do. So.
Yeah, great fucking idea. Just don't throw it away. That's all.
Fair.
We'll put a pin in that.
Just throw away the recording.
Yeah, I'll cut that from the tape. Don't worry.
Yeah, Watergate style.
There was just a big blink black screen for 20 minutes of the round.
You know how the Bogdanov twins torture traitors?
Oh,
Of course.
God.
You know, like kill him and find another. Well, I think we might need to find a new cheese, Jamie.
He's
I'll
fucked.
if I clear the VOD, it'll be fine.
All
I'm
right,
just-
so
I'm-
with that, I think it wouldn't be a rat hole episode without at least a little bit of cheesy content to round things out. So this week it's been pretty active on 4Cheese. I've loved every thread. Um, no matter the sentiment, I've loved every single thread equally because I'm equally cheesed to be here with everybody. Um, but I did put a list together of some of my favorite threads, and I think Cheese Jamie can throw one of those up on the jumbotron right now.
Yeah, it'll be Weight Loss Wednesday was the.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna throw the link in the X chat real quick as well.
We have a weight loss journey rat on 4Gs right now, and he is going hard, and a lot of other rats have joined him. So
Yeah, this guy has my ultimate respect, and I like that he's using 4Cheese to hold himself accountable because people will call him a fat retard if like he does not, you know, at least be consistent with posting. If it fluctuates, that's whatever. That's part of the journey. But I think he started at 292, I believe, and got down to like 284 over the course of a couple weeks. He gained a little bit of weight for 4th of July weekend, whomst among us. But yeah, I'm rooting for this guy hard.
yeah, he's been kind of going crazy. Apparently, I heard that his regimen was a lot of cardio, but I didn't see the full rundown of all of his work.
Honestly,
workout.
though, when you're that big, it's really if you just change your diet, you don't even have to work out. All you have to do is change your diet. In 3 months, you'll lose like 50 pounds, and
Yeah,
then
just eat less.
exercise becomes important.
I
Do you
hate to
think-
say.
Oh, sorry, Chili, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say I hate to say it, but like for once, like don't eat fucking cheese, man.
What the?
Whoa, chill.
Take that back. Take
Hey,
that back.
hey, man, you need to relax.
There's a way around that, okay? You can still eat cheese.
Yeah, if you run an extra mile, you can eat extra cheese.
Yeah.
You always need to make up for that. There always needs to be cheese in your life.
Real.
Speaking of weight loss, I'm obviously not an American, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, weight loss. Like, explain to a non-American, is the issue just a lack of nutritional knowledge, or is it the lifestyle? Is it the food? Like,
It's
why are
both.
people so overweight?
It's both. Because the foods that are most advertised to you and like ironically shoved down your throat, is like the absolute worst garbage you could possibly put in your body, but it has become like the staple for just the American life. You wake up and you go to McDonald's and get breakfast. Okay. And then you want lunch? Okay. Another fast food chain is around the block. And then I don't know, for dinner.
And then a buffet tomorrow, and then you hang out with your family, go to Golden Corral. There's a
Yeah.
chocolate fountain. I don't know, man. There's just a lot of stuff.
Also, for those unaware, I could be schizo posting here, but I read a long time ago somewhere that the Kellogg's Corporation invented breakfast to sell more food. So the 3 meals a day thing is bullshit, in my opinion, and unnecessary. No human on earth needs 3 full meals a day, unless you're a bodybuilder. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I don't think we have any Euro rats on tonight to argue for the Queen's breakfast. What is it, the continental English breakfast or whatever? But I think
Disgusting.
I think that is a thing. Like most of Europe does not eat breakfast, but then there's like the Queen's breakfast or whatever, the continental breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, so I think it is literally us in England. So
Listen, I don't eat breakfast and I'm still a fat fuck. So
oh
He's lying. No, he's
no,
not.
I mean, props to the guy for really using four cheese as a kind of a vehicle to keep him accountable,
Yeah,
right?
man.
I mean, it's really cool.
Really
And
nice.
like,
We're gonna start to get these legendary threads, right? Like we have from the earlier days of 4chan. I
I'm
think
so
this
excited.
shapes up to be the first or one of the first ones, right? That's gonna really stick in people's minds.
I say, yeah. What do you want to go for the second one from here, Jeff? The other ones are a little. They're working on
Uh,
legendary.
let's go. Let's go with Stoop Kid.
All right. Boom. The Stoop Kid thread. I did not personally look at this one, so I didn't keep up with this one.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Okay. So this guy, I'm just gonna read it for you guys. I've not left my house in more than 2 years, with exception to go to the mailbox. I am in need and live off a. I shouldn't have laughed. I'm in need and live off a combination of savings and disability from a car accident. My dad died about 6 years ago, and for the past two, I just ordered DoorDash or Amazon Fresh groceries. I'm too nervous to go outside again, and I mostly stay indoors and play on my computer. Bed is home. Home is safe. I feel like the Stoop Kid. Anyone else stay at home?
Oh, it's a neat
Man.
thread.
First of all, sorry to hear about that guy's loss.
And I apologize for laughing at the beginning. I'm so sorry.
No. It's it was a bit of a gear shift. But yeah, sorry to hear about that guy's dad. But yeah, it's like in Japan with hikikomori, right? The hermits they have there, and it's a real problem, right? I mean, it's really bad mental illness.
Yeah, and I would say that like I know people that kind of live like this. Like crazy enough, like my best friend, we recently moved his apartment, and he had bananas that were so decomposed in his pantry. Like they went from yellow to literally shriveled peels
Crazy.
inside of his pantry, because he is just like, oh, I don't cook. I don't look in my pantry. I'm not trying to make food. But then had a fridge full of like 9 different pizza places boxes. And it's
Well,
like
I
the
can
thing.
smell this story.
Yeah, and the crazy part is like I just looked at him. I was like, man, like you got to check on your people. You got somebody that you haven't heard of. You got some friends that live alone. Check on your people, because they're on 4Gs and talking about it, and because you're not talking to them.
So the main reason I wanted to bring this one up, somewhere in the thread, I think he says he's like 26 years old or something like that. And there's so much time. There's so
Yeah,
much time to like
2 more
figure it
weeks.
out. Yeah. Yeah, it only takes 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I use this theory a lot. Like in my life, I tell people like, dude, there's like a day zero for everything, especially people going through hard shit. Like a good period of time or a good era of your life could start tomorrow. It could be day zero today, day one tomorrow, and so forth. So
God bless this man. That's I'm a true believer of God, and yeah, prayers. That's all I really have to say.
yeah, pray for Stoop Rat. Everybody, shout out to Stoop
Pray
Rat
for Stoop
tonight.
Rat. I believe he will figure it out,
Real.
and he will not be confined to his house for the rest of his life. You will step foot outside. You will step foot off the stoop.
It's nice.
Yeah, and I think Supra will achieve many great things in his life. Absolutely.
What is the next thread that
All right. So just disclaimer for the last one. It is fucking retarded, but it also made me laugh. It made me laugh really hard the first time I read it.
Yes, this is the dirty drawers thread. That might go crazy. Actually, it's crazy to have this
Give
thread
me 1
exist.
second. Yeah, I'm about to send it to chat. I don't even want to fucking read it, but I will.
We believe in you, man.
Do you guys have stains? Do you guys have stains in your underwear like this? I mean, when I wipe, I know I do not wipe as good, which leads to my underwear looking like this. Do you have this problem as well? I just really fucking hate putting anything in my ass crack, even my own hand when cleaning it. Also, kind of off topic, but when I was a kid, I thought the suds from the soap when cleaning my back would seep into my asshole as well. I did not know for the longest time that I also I also had to dig deep in my ass crack for it to be cleaned. So I'm pretty sure I was a smelly ass kid. Literally, fuck you.
It's
Fuck
your
you, bro.
it is your own ass, rats. Just clean it.
But this is why I love this website.
This shit pissed me off. Like, what the fuck? What a fucking
Yeah.
retard, dude. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna double it and give it to Stoop Kid. That's like Stoop Rat for real.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel bad for this rat.
Cause I was happy for I forget the first rat, but I'll call him Fat Rat, right? I was happy for Fat Rat, and then Stoop Rat I felt bad, but this guy just pissed me off. Like, what the fuck?
You get the full human experience on 4cheese.org, folks.
Yeah, and that's like the thing is like we try to tell people it's like you come on, you can talk about it, you can like literally get it off your chest, and then there's rats like us out there that might laugh. There's rats out there that might have advice for you. Yeah, but wipe your own ass, like literally.
I just thought, so I'm pretty sure I was a smelly ass kid was so funny. That sent me.
Yeah, his moment
yes.
of realization.
Yeah,
Why-
in real time as he was making the thread.
Why is there a cohort of men who think that it's gay to touch their ass to wash it?
This person must be American. He has to be.
But is
Very
that
good
is
question?
that like a make believe thing that people actually think that they're going to be gay if they wash their butt? Like I don't get
It's
it, man.
Literally toxic masculinity, bro.
Yeah, real.
Like
Great.
people just insecure.
Your G spot's in your fucking ass. But look, all I'm gonna say about this shit is
Wait, confirm or deny?
I can confirm that.
Okay.
Look, what? No, I'm kidding. Wait, no, I'm not. Look, all I'm gonna say is when you're wiping your ass, like you really gotta think like when you wipe, like do you not look at the fucking toilet paper and is it still not fucking brown? Like what's going on here? You know what I mean? And then do you not do you not feel like your asshole being itchy either? Like
Oh yeah,
what
like
the fuck? Like,
you
Yeah, I
know,
don't
you
understand
know you
how
smell.
you reach that fucking point. Yeah.
And then you also get like there's fucking wet wipes now too, like dude wipes, bro. Go invest in some fucking dude wipes, you know?
Oh, true. What the fuck? Wait, you're actually so right.
Skill issue. He's just not good at it, man.
He's just
100% a skill issue. Is it a skill issue or a parenting issue? If that's something from when he was a kid.
It's a great question. It has to be, right? Because it's like when you're, in middle school, it's assumed that you just do it right. Like no one's in the bathroom with you watching.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Watching? Wait,
it's like-
watching is crazy.
well, to make sure that you do it right.
Okay, you know what another problem is too, and maybe this is why it's so prevalent for him too, because I'm really breaking this down. Like, how the fuck do you get to this point? And like, you know what? Maybe it's because it's white and it's just easier to see all the shit. You know, it's just easy to see shit
Maybe he
on
wears
white.
briefs.
You know,
Yeah, he just
go
wears
invest in
briefs.
some blue, brown, different color
That's the ticket.
underwear, boxers, and then maybe you won't see the shit stains anymore, and then you'll feel better about yourself. I think that could work.
Problem
that's like-
solved.
Okay,
that's cope though.
That's a good
cope, though.
patch. That's just a patch.
Yeah, but like, look, like, obviously, like, if it's like homophobia that's stopping you, or like, not homophobia. If it's like you like thinking that you're gonna be fucking gay, that you don't want to put your hand up your asshole, then like, you know what I mean? That's the patch. But like, it's not a patch. It's like a foolproof plan because you don't see the shit on your underwear anymore. I don't know.
Anyways, fuck that guy. Clean your ass. It's not gay. You're not a fag. You're only a fag
Yeah.
if you suck dick. So yeah.
100. 100
But
emoji.
with that
LOL.
said,
Debatable.
debatable.
Oh no.
Oh, wait. Wait, Mr. One, our femboy's gay. You got 5 minutes.
uh,
Answer the question, Mr. One.
yeah, you know how I said about Cheese Jamie before? Yeah. I jest.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, with that said, before we do go, I do have an announcement to make. Next week, July 22nd, Mouse Cafe soundtrack drops next Tuesday.
Sheesh.
Woo.
Was bugging.
Very nice. Very nice.
Real.
So yeah, be sure to check that out. Obviously, we will do some promo for that. But with that
So
said,
wait, it releases where? Where can we find it, Jeff?
oh, where can we find it? That's a great question, Mr. One. On all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, if anyone still uses that. Everywhere.
Yeah, what even is that?
So with that said, I'll see you guys next week, wherever you may be in the world. Have a good day. Have a good night. I love you. See you next time.